Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas.
And I'm Fiki Petrie, and welcome to Abstract Essay.
Yay, abstract essay people, and another week, another art of Mr. Fickie to scrutinize. But before that, we are so happy that we are number four.
Top four after a long time. We don't talk about the second place, but we're pretty proud of.
We are almost there. We are number four best abstract podcast. Given by Player FM. Right? And of course, our latest rating, we are number 50 and in Poland. Thank you so much, Poland. And of course, in Greece, right? Greece? We are in
Greece,
Greece at number
number
one.
124.
Yes, Eftaristopoli, Greece, for listening for this podcast because this podcast is created to empower artists like us. Like us.
Like us, everyone artist.
Yes. So, Mr. Vicky, let's do the recap that we talked about last week.
Okay.
What is your piece? I'm gonna remove this one. What is your
Oh,
piece last time that we scrutinize?
from last week?
Yes. I
Oh,
think it.
I wasn't ready for this.
I think we
Okay.
scrutinize your latest painting of yours.
This,
Yes,
this
the
is,
Vampire Diaries.
yeah, the Eyes of Crimson Moon piece. This is what we talked about last week.
Yes. So, Mr. Fiki, if you summarize on this Crimson Moon art, what is it all about?
It's a dark fantasy take on a vampire, but set in a modern day by
Ma-
somebody who used to be like a businessman, and suddenly he's overcome with the urge of blood.
Oh, yes, blood, 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 people. If you want to know more what we are talking about last week, please do listen to our Crimson Tide episode. Crimson Tide episode.
Eyes of Crimson Moon.
Yeah. Eyes of a Crimson
Moon. Something like
Moon, people,
something
not
like
a
that.
Crimson Tide.
The Crimson Tide.
Crimson Moon. So this will be added to Mr. Fiki collection for his book, The Fruit Skew, The Art of Fruit Skew. Let's before we go on to your next art, Mr. Fiki, let's
Mhm.
promote your latest book.
Yes, I have a book called The Art of Fruit Skew. It's a book compiling all of my recent to like 3 or 4 years ago, all my digital art from that time period, and along with every art, I have a bit of a description describing my ideas, my techniques, and how I was thinking about the art at the time. So if you're into my art and you want to know more behind the scenes, then that's a good place to look at it.
Yes, people. It's a new art book of Mr. Fiki. Let's support him, and we are near to compiling the hardcover and the paperback. So, Mr. Vicky, what we gonna talk about today? Which art of yours we gonna scrutinize?
Okay, and today's this one. Oops. This is the piece for the week.
And the title is
Um, let's go with The Hour of Violence. How about that?
The Hour of Violence because of the blood coming out.
Mm,
What inspired you to draw this art?
John Wick.
Oh, John Wick. I did watch John Wick from 1 to 3 already or 4.
There's three, but I saw the second one only. I
Oh,
one
the
and two.
second one.
Yeah.
I I saw the first one. And in the continuation of second one, that the second and the third is really good. You just need to start with the first one. He was in the middle, this hanging question: what happened? Why like that and why like this? Do you
Oh no,
think?
I saw the first one. I I just haven't seen the latest one.
Oh,
I saw first and then the second one on a plane when I was traveling.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I watched them.
Both of them. So the last part, not yet.
Not yet, no.
Okay, this inspired you by John Wick. Why?
There's a scene in the movie where he's going to like a nightclub and he's like going John Wick on all like the evil evil corporate and assassins, I guess. And
Yes.
he's like shooting them and everything. I really like the lighting and the cinematography in that movie in general. How they direct the action is really cool. So I wanted to do something sort of inspired by the world of that, having this be like a nightclub where this person's going on a rampage.
Yes. And John Wick, they called him, what they called him again? Booba Nega or something like that.
Baba Yaga, I
Baba
think.
Yaga, yes. They called him Baba Yaga. And uh, people
That-
are afraid to him because he is not afraid to anyone. Ah,
yeah,
spoiler alert.
yeah. Don't mess with
People,
his dog.
because of his dog. Oh my goodness. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, people. If you are not yet watching John Wick, that's the story evolves. Also, speaking of movies, I want to invite you to listen to my other podcast, Movie 101 Review. My latest episode, I interviewed the executive producer of Hope Studios. They're producing a new movie called The Hopeful this coming April 13th. So please do listen to my latest episode of Movie 101, The Hopeful, by award-winning director. No, yes, Emmy awardee.
Oh.
I forgot the the name. Oh my gosh. Yeah, please do. I forgot the third director. He's our Emmy award-winning director. But let's do this and movie 101. So let's go back with John Wick. What part of the movie that inspired you the most? Why you make this fantastic art, Mister Fake?
I remember there's this one scene in the movie where they're going like with the samurai swords and like a really like a mirror like a I don't know, I don't remember, it's been so long since I saw it, but it's like a building and they're inside a building with lots of mirrors surrounding them and it's really cool samurai action. And I remember like because I used to watch like a lot of channels that sort of analyze how the action works in that kind of movies, like
Mm.
like art, like martial arts choreography kind of thing. So I was always interested in that kind of thing, and John Wick is like the best example of that kind of stuff.
Yes, he is.
Hmm.
John Wick. Like, if you're watching The Matrix, John Wick is like the more violence part of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Why, why even The Matrix? Right? Matrix is not that violent. It's just like jumping, jumping everywhere. But Matrix is you can see blood, how they eyes pop up, their brain explode. That's
They see
how
the ooh, that
yes.
when they dodge the bullet.
That's how the violent it is. So Mr. Fiki, why the art is not what do you call this? The position of the man is this at the back or in front? At the back, right?
It's like the DJ booth, and that's like the DJ hiding from the person that caused all the havoc. This character right here,
Mm.
because they're like
So tell
let's
us,
say they're yeah.
so tell us the story. What behind the art? It's
So the
getting up from the
character
murder.
the character is like looking for somebody who murdered their family, and this like that kind of simple story I sort of was going along with in my head the whole time. And they're looking for like their parents' killer, and they were led to this nightclub in search of their answers, and they're not getting their answers from the people they want to, so they're just causing havoc until they get the right answer. The kind of
Mm,
setting like that.
mm. Interesting. You really like the color blue. What signifies the blue in this art?
Uh, let's go with her sort of inner anxiety and rage because of her being wronged like this against because of somebody doing this heinous crime against her family.
Mm, yes. If you want to rate this art of yours, 1 to 10, where is it?
I like it more than last week just because of I sort of had more of an idea of what was going on. So let's go with like 8.8, something like that.
Oh, yes. 8.8 for your hard work. How many days or hours you did this painting?
This piece is like months old actually. I've had this character drawn and colored for so many times for so long now. And the original idea was having her like being on a train, like entering a train, open like a subway train,
Yeah,
but it didn't really feel right. So I just sort of left it for so long, and recently I got like an idea. I'm like, oh, this might be a cool concept to sort of spin this artwork into. So
definitely.
yeah, making use of
Yes.
leftover.
So if after 5 years or 4 years that you want to modify this painting of yours, which part of this painting or arch you want to modify?
I think just like I had a lot of trouble making the sort of nightclub look like a nightclub, and it's sort of minimal abstract in this, which is like okay, but I wouldn't be opposed to like learning how to draw that kind of thing more in detail, but it just takes a lot of time, you know, to do that kind of thing.
Yes, certainly. And when you're doing this painting, you said that you're inspired by John Wick. Do you
Hmm.
think you can do another style of art like this, but in different angle?
What kind of angle are you thinking? Any
Let's say,
movie?
yes. Let's say John Wick have already part 2 and part 3 and part 4. So let's say this is the part 1. If you do part 2, which angle do you want to do an art for this John Wick movie?
Well, if we go by the movies, I think the second one he's in the car. he's,
Yes,
he's
lots of
running into
car.
the factory and he's doing crazy stuff in the car. So that may be kind of interesting. But they have to draw a car though. that's that's so difficult.
But I think you did already on a car, right? Before or not yet? You did
Mm,
already with
actually,
Spider
no.
Man. Oh,
I
not yet. That's
I don't
that's
think so.
buildings. I think that
Yeah.
buildings.
I've,
And
no. Yeah.
yeah, that's buildings. So, Mr. Ficky, before we go on, I'm inviting you again for my other podcast. People have a lot of podcasts. I'm so busy, busy, busy. That's why we are off for 7 weeks, 7 months with Mr. Ficky because I have a lot of podcasts creating and creating, and I do alternate. So, I'm inviting you to listen to my other podcast, Book 101 Review. Please do listen to my latest episode. I interview one of the author of Aphrodisia cookbooks. She's a lot of she has a lot of Aphrodisia cookbooks. I think five. Number one is fork me, spoon me. Ah, that's good for you, Mr. Fiki.
For the future,
No-
yeah.
yeah. Number two is what is the number two? Uh, eat cake naked. And then I think the latest book of hers is Sex Men Bundles. It's all about aphrodisiac foods to spice your sex life. So please do listen my latest episode with Amy Riley, one of the expert of aphrodisiac foods. Plus, of course, my books are out, not only one but three volumes, people. Book 101, Volume 1, highly recommended. Volume 2, selected. Volume 3, suggestion, available on Amazon and leading online bookstores worldwide. So, Mr. Fiki, again, let's promote your the art of fruit stew.
Yes. As we're just moving on from the book. So
Okay,
as Dan just said, he has a book podcast, and as I also have a book called The Art of Fruit Skew. It is an art book where all my art from the last couple of years compiled, and it's very cool. And you should get it. And we're gonna have like a hardcover coming soon. That trademark.
coming soon. Long soon. But well, cross my finger. But Mr. Fiki can make do the hardcover and paperback so that you can see it, touch it, and buy it on Amazon. So let's continue talking about this art. What's the title again, Mr. Fiki? It's
Hour of Violence. Go with that.
our violence, how violent it is. So, is this a Japanese guy or what nationality is this? If
Uh, yeah. Let's go with the guy.
it's a Japanese guy, it's because I can see the ears is like have a long ears. What is
It's
that?
like
Pointed
this.
ears.
This is like a world where it's like fantasy and futuristic kind of thing. So it's like an elf kind of character. I don't know.
You like
I,
F, right? Every time
I
you drew something, the ears is so long and pointed.
I do like elf. Yeah, I think they're cool.
Yes. We love elf people, so that's why Mr. Fiki always drew them. We are fascinated with elf. The last time I watched about elf is the Amazon series. What
Mm-hmm.
is Two
Lord of
Towers? What Lords of
um,
the Rings, yes. Lord of the Rings by Amazon. So, Mr. Fiki, what else can say about our violence?
I can say I really like the sort of vibe and sort of mini backstory I created, and I think it's really important when you're doing art to sort of just have an idea of why the character's doing what they're doing, and it's something I want to keep incorporating into my art as I'm sort of transitioning out of just like simple illustrations to having more thought behind them.
So do you think in the future, after 5 years, the paintings that you're doing now will be level up?
Oh, hopefully. If it's not, that's the problem.
This is only the hobby of Mr. Fiki, people. It's not that doing what they call this? He's doing on his spare time.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we are just here to talk about it, scrutinize it, and tell to the world that we are an artist.
Mhm.
Oh, we are an artist.
Scream it out, yeah.
Yes. So, Mr. Fiki, it's already 20. So, Mr. Fiki, can you please invite our listeners to support your art and your book?
Yeah, my art is all on Instagram and Twitter or X, I guess, on the handle of Fruitskew, FRUITSKUE. And with that said, where to come, people? See you soon.
See you soon. See you next week, people.